this is Monique Mazza. I'm a naturopathic physician and I live at Earthaven Ecovillage. I'm going to show y'all today working with my friends, the worms, to help us make really nutritious fertilizer for the soil, which helps us have more medicinal foods. Part of my passion is helping people understand how foods can be medicinal, and my worms are a big part of that. So we're working with a worm vermiculture system that I inherited, and it's a 3-stage system that uses our common kitchen scraps, which are mostly vegetables. Here I have some chopped up carrots, Brussels sprouts, and a little bit of leftover tofu that we're going to feed them. This is a 3-stage system that will first show you how to make the food, how to feed the worms so that they proliferate. They will ingest the food and then basically process it into what are called castings, which are one of the most nutritious things that I've found that help boost my little baby plants. So they create a casting, which is a fertilizer that's filled with nutrition that's readily available for the plants. I'll show that at the end, but in my history of working with gardening, I haven't found anything that gives a small seedling a rapid boost of growth and green compared to the worm casting. So I'm really passionate about it. It also helps us keep our kitchen waste out of the landfill, and it's a really it doesn't have any smell, so we keep it in a warm place in our home during the winter, and then in the summer we put it usually in a shady spot on the north side of our house. Another benefit of worm castings, besides nourishing our plants, is it's actually can be made a foliar spray. So you can take the castings, I won't demonstrate this, but maybe in another video, taking the castings, soaking it in water, and using that water as a foliar spray diluted. It's an actual pesticide, so it helps give the plants defense, sort of like a microbiotic, a probiotic boost, so they defend themselves from the bugs that are around. So many benefits, but let's open this up and see our worms, how they're doing today. So pretty much we create a bedding for the worms out of simple soil and some shredded leaves. You can also do this with any other clean material like newspaper. I like to keep it as natural as possible, so I like to use shredded leaves that are wet. And we create about a 2-inch thickness of that. And then we have some soil, and we'll find our veggies in here. And then normally we'll find a spot where our worms are working. And excuse me, little guys, here they are, little guys and gals. Here we have our nice blob of worms eating and producing their poop, which are their castings. So they're busy at work here. And I pretty much always keep them covered. Some people feed on the surface. I found that putting the food, the scraps, a little bit below, definitely below this layer of leaves, because that'll keep the bugs away. I just find a little hole and I try to work in a clockwise position, but really it's so simple. There aren't many rules to this. The simpler the better. I don't have a weight ratio that I feed the worms. I just kind of keep an eye on it. If you're feeding them too much, the food's going to be sitting there and it'll cause lots of flies. So that'll be your signal that it's too much. Just wait a few days, let them eat that down, come back. So I'm creating a hole. I'm burying the scraps that are chopped up in small pieces, and then I'm just going to cover it with the soil first and then go back and cover it with the leaves. And again, moisture is really important, because without that the worms will dry up and they won't be happy. They'll actually start crawling out of this. So giving them a little bit of darkness, we put the lid back on. So I'm feeding this first tray. This is my working tray, and it has holes at the bottom. So there's another tray here I'll show you that they've been working on that tray for a little bit. So if we lift this one off, you see this is our intermediate tray. You can see that there's still some worms in here working. And this is not yet this is still unprocessed. This is not yet castings. It's on its way, but you can see there's still large leaf material. There's pieces of root here.